Hello and welcome. It's another episode of Talk Cars Sing Song. Thank you for joining me on this episode 4 of our Talk Cars Sing Song podcast. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, tell all your friends about it. And today we're going to be talking about something very close to our hearts, to all our drivers out there. I think you will know exactly what I'm talking about when I say these 3 magical letters. COE. Jang, jang, jang. The most expensive piece of paper, I think, in the whole world. Yes. Not to mention right now with the 6 digits out there, it's just crazy. Okay, so today we're going to be talking about something very interesting. COE, for those of you who don't know, it stands for Certificate of Entitlement, and it is something that you must have before you own any vehicle here in Singapore. So I get asked this question a lot from all my overseas friends. What is this COE? Why are cars so expensive? Blah, blah, blah. We're going to dive into that, and we're going to answer a very important question, which is, what do you do when your entitlement expires? That certificate expires. Again, for those of you who don't know, in Singapore, 10 years. That's it. That's all you get. That's all you're entitled to when you buy a brand new car. You're entitled to own it for 10 years thanks to the COE, because it has a validity of 10 years. Now, what happens once this COE expires? Don't worry. Here to answer that question, we have 2 very special guests. I'm going to start off with Kelvin. Kelvin, what's up, brother? Thank you for coming on board.
Welcome.
Kelvin, he's not only an avid car enthusiast and all that. He's also you have been in the industry, right? You have been a car dealer, if I'm not wrong, for quite a while, all right? So he has got a whole world of knowledge when it comes to COE renewal and what to do basically when your COE expires. And joining me on my right, I'm going to take a couple of minutes to introduce this guy. For those of you who don't know, this guy over here, his name is Jake. Welcome on board. Let me get the formalities done. All right. So Jake is the number 2 or number 3 in Motorist? Are you
Around there,
around there? Around there. He's being modest. Okay. So he's one of the most senior guys in Jake, and Jake is actually someone special to me because he's the reason I'm actually on board here in Motorist. So yeah, he was one of the guys who approached me and said, "Hey, come, let's do some videos together and all that." I know I'm totally sidetracking, but I will forever be grateful to Jake for that. Thank you so much, brother.
Thanks for the intro, bro.
All the bromance in the house. So technically he's my boss, but I don't really care right now. Okay, but he's a really cool dude. Okay, and thank you, Jake, for joining us and talking more about COE. All right.
Thanks.
Okay, so we're gonna start off with very, very important. I guess I'll start off with the burning question. Okay, which is step 1. What do you do when your COE expires? So, Kelvin, why don't you tell us?
Well, there's 3 ways how we can do what we can do to our car
Okay.
when our COE expire. You can
Okay.
either choose to renew it depending on the PQP quota.
What's PQP?
Uh,
Imagine, I know what's PQP. I'm just, Imagine we're talking to first-time car owners.
Sure.
What's PQP?
PQP is the amount that you need to pay to LTA for renewing the COE for the car over the period of moving average of 6 bits or 3 months.
3 months. Okay, so you're saying when your COE comes to an end, one option is for you to pay the PQP, which stands for prevailing quota premium, right? And that's determined on a 6-bit or 3-month average. Am I right?
Yes, correct.
Okay, all right. And then?
And then the other one is that you can either send it to a scrap yard for a scrap yard to scrap it for you. Or if not, you can sell it to a dealer who will take it in and either renew a COE to sell it to somebody else, or if not, they will export it out.
Okay, so if you sell it to a dealer, he's either going to buy the COE on his own account and then try to sell the car again,
correct.
or he's going to export the car.
Yes, correct.
Okay. And the last, I think there's another option, right? So it's either you renew or you sell it to a dealer, and what's the other option? Oh, you mentioned
Yeah, scrap.
scrap it.
Yeah.
Okay, so which is basically to deregister the
Deregister
car.
the car.
Okay. Jake, is there something you want to add to this process, or what do you think about this process?
I think Kelvin got it pretty much.
Okay.
I think one of the things that I think for owners, they kind of don't know what to do. Yeah, so probably when their car is expiring, then they are considering like whether should I renew
Yep.
or should I just scrap it.
So I guess the main question here would be, okay, just like what Kelvin mentioned. So you can either renew, you can deregister, which is scrap, or you can sell. So okay, assuming I am a car owner, all right, and I'm approaching the end of my COE life. It's about to die. It's about to expire. What should I do? Which of these should I consider, and based on what?
Yep. I think it depends on preference as well. Yeah. But I think the key is for some owners who have pretty much drove the car for the whole lifespan and they know a lot about this car and they maintain it quite well.
Okay.
So then they might be thinking whether like is it better for me to renew, which is more cost effective?
Okay.
Yeah, or is it better to scrap it and buy another car? Yeah. So for this, there's something that lesser people know, which is called the pre-COE inspection.
Oh,
yeah, so normally we
what's
will
that?
advise people, right, that whose cars are expiring, so they can go for this free pre-COE check where they will go for inspection and then they will check whether there's something wrong with the car.
As in who does the check?
We have motorist partners, a few workshops.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so like Spark, KGC.
I see.
So literally you send your car there, the mechanics will go and see your car and tell you that, okay, your car actually, if you want to renew, it's better to repair certain parts.
So they'll actually give you a list of recommended things to fix or repair or replace if you intend to renew this.
Correct.
And this, wait, you're saying this is free, is it?
Correct.
Anyone can just approach Motorist and then get this thing done. Really?
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's good stuff. Good lobang, guys. Quickly. Okay, so let me get this straight. So if I'm driving, my COE is about to expire. Now I don't know, should I renew? Should I deregister the car? Or should I sell away the car? So based on what you're saying is, if let's say I've been the owner of the car for really, really long, so I know the car really well, and based on that, I may want to renew the COE, correct? Okay.
Yes.
But however, if let's say I got the car just couple of years ago, and I don't intend to renew, I'm left with two other options, which is to deregister or to sell. Which one? Maybe Kelvin, you can tell us. Which one do you think is a better option, and depending on what?
Well, I think you can get more if you were to look for scrap yards or exporter of your own. But the process of deregistering can be quite a hassle to some people, especially when getting back the path rebates, which if you were to do it yourself, it will take a while before LTA actually encash the check of the path rebate to you.
Okay.
Or if not, you can go for easier options, which is to look for a dealer who will buy the paper pass body from you.
Okay.
And then they will just take over and then you just transfer the vehicle over to them.
Okay. So what you're saying is that so at the end of the COE life, right, assuming I'm not going to renew the COE, right, I have two options, which is to deregister or to sell. But what you're saying is, if I want to deregister it by myself, it's going to be tough because there's a lot of people involved and blah, blah, blah and all that. And you're saying that to simplify the process, it's better we just sell it off to the car dealer.
Yeah.
Am I right?
Yeah.
Okay. How much of a difference do you think, Jake, or maybe you can enlighten us? So, yes, selling it to a car dealer is going to make my life easier, but, you know, if I'm going to lose out, and if I'm going to lose out on a lot, then I'll start to think, how tough can it be? You know, why don't I just do it myself? So what's the difference like?
Maybe I can share some industry background for this question.
Sure.
Yeah, so I think for end users like normal end users, when you scrap your car,
Are you normal? Pay attention. Okay.
That's the end of the car. Yeah.
Okay.
So but when dealers buy the car, right, they have a lot of different purposes for it. So for example, they may buy your car to renew, and then to sell it.
So you think that that's the end of the car's life. But wait, with a couple of months later, you see your car on the road.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, some of them, they may also buy your car and rent it out for the remaining period, and then they will scrap it.
Oh, that's assuming there's like a couple of months left on the
Correct,
COE.
yeah.
Right.
Yeah, and then sometimes they may have lobang to export your car to other countries. Yeah, so these are different reasons that increases the value of your car. Yeah. So which is why if you ask me, right, I would suggest for people to try to sell the car first. To see what's the value. And then you can go and try to deregister the car as well.
But if I understand correctly from Kelvin, you're saying that if I were to deregister the car myself, actually it's more hassle, but you get more money, right?
You may get more money.
You
because
may.
that's
So
the
even
key
that's a
thing.
question mark.
Yeah, because there's a question mark. Because scrapyard might not necessarily always offer you the best deal, and some dealers may choose to offer you a better deal because maybe they're confident to sell, or maybe they have a ready buyer wanting to buy your car over to renew COE. So so if you have the time and lobangs to really go and look for this scrapyard and dealer, you can really go out and ask quotations and do a comparison to get the maximum out of it.
But that's going to be a hassle. And then what, you literally got to like drive to different scrapyards and all that,
I
right?
think you can call them. A lot of
But wouldn't they
dealers
want
will
to see
do-
the car? Or?
No, they can go a quotation based on lot cut.
Wow.
Yeah. Only
Okay.
then if they are comfortable with the price, then maybe arrange for the dealers to come meet to look at your condition.
Okay, interesting. So basically it's like this, right? I'll look at it as two routes. If your COE is about to expire, all right, the first route is of course go renew, all right, if you plan to hang on to the car. And if you don't, you have two options, which is either you sell it for convenience, or if you want to earn that a little bit more, and like what he mentioned, it may or may not be, then you try to deregister it yourself. Am I right?
Yep.
Okay, so I think that part is clear. Okay, so maybe we come back to renewing. Now, I understand that okay, Kelvin, why don't you walk us through the process of renewing? Personally, on a personal level, I have renewed the COE of my car twice, in fact. For those of you who know, my Civic EG VTEC for life. Yeah, but okay, for a layman, right, how difficult is it if, let's say, I'm just an average man, my COE is about to expire, I want to renew the COE. What should I do? Oh yes, I know what Jake is going to say. Contact Motorist. We get it all sorted out for you, all right? We are the concierge service for your car, which is true, by the way. Yeah, so if you've not signed up to Motorist, what are you waiting for? But Kelvin, yeah, so tell us, what should a layman do if I just want to do it myself? And how tedious is this process?
Okay, I think first thing that we need to do for everyone considering to renew COE is to do the maths. Not every car is renewed. It may be renewed in the same PQP, but everybody is losing different amount of money because of path value. I mean, we stand to lose the path value when we renew. So if you are going to take something that is very high ARF and then you're going to renew, you're going to lose a lot of money compared to somebody who's taking a bread and butter car and do
Okay,
the-
so I'm just going to add this point here again. For those of you who don't know, right? If you have been driving new cars, when I say new, I mean cars that are less than 10 years old, all your life, all right. And if you don't already know, right, every car has a path value attached to it. Path stands for something. What does it stand for?
additional registration fee.
Yes, you heard him. All right. So PAF stands for that. Okay, basically at the end of your COE's life, I'm talking about the first 10 years, right, of your car, you actually get back a certain percentage of this PAF value. Right, if I'm not wrong, I think it's like 50%.
Yeah,
right?
50%
Yep.
of it. Right?
Okay. However, if you decide to renew your COE, you actually forfeit away this money. All right. So this is something that you really, really have to take into consideration. Okay. So I guess that's what he's trying to say. So it's not just about, what's the prevailing PQP, because you also have to factor in the opportunity cost, which is the money that you would actually lose out, all right, at the end of the 10 years. Okay. So assuming that I've done the math and I realize that, COE too expensive or whatever, for whatever reason, I just want to hang on to this car. How do I go about renewing the COE? Just go onto LTA and just buy it?
Okay, it depends. If you are renewing the COE with cash, then yes, you can pay the PQP.
If it's
online.
loose change for you, like 100 grand,
it's loose change for you. Else, if not, there are quite a number of banks. I think motorists have quite a few banks
that's
also.
where Motorist comes into play.
Yes.
So contact Brother Jake over here and he'll get it all sorted out.
Yes, I think that's the important part because engaging a proper dealer or a platform like Motorist can really help you guide you through all the paperwork that's required.
Yeah,
for
and you may be thinking, I can engage Motorist, but it's going to cost me money. But actually, it doesn't, right? As in, Motorist will get it sorted out for you. It's not like they're going to charge you some
There is some processing fee involved.
processing fee. I mean, that's the usual processing fee that you would pay anywhere else. So it's not like so. Engage Motorist again. We're doing advertisements for Motorist. But okay, but on a serious note, like what Kelvin said, right? So it's a process of getting the money. If you have the cash, you go online, you pay, and it's done, right? But I think more often than not, we don't have 100K in loose change lying around. I don't. Okay, so you have to go apply for a loan and all that, right?
Yes.
So it's kind of similar to when you purchase a car for the first time. You got to apply for a loan and all that, right?
Yeah, correct.
Yeah. Okay. there's a 5-year option and a 10-year option. Maybe Jake, you can tell me more about this. What should I choose and why?
I think there are a few key differences to take note of.
Okay.
So, for example, when you renew 10 years,
Okay.
you can continue to renew again when the next 10 years is up.
Okay. So
Yeah.
as long, this is important. So as long as you buy a 10-year COE, even at the end of the second 10-year tenor, which is maybe basically means the car is 20 years old, you can continue to buy COE again.
Correct.
Right?
Yeah.
But I think many people don't know this. So you're saying that if you buy a 5-year COE, you can't.
Correct.
That's the end of the life.
Yes.
In fact, I personally know of some friends who have fallen victim to this. So really, some of my friends who drive really nice cars and then
Evo.
Evo,
Renew 5 years.
Sylvias and all that,
Yes.
Yeah, very wasted.
S15s and and it's that's it, no, because the moment you buy 5 years, game over. Okay, so don't. Whatever you do, don't. Unless you're driving I don't know, Altis, then by all means, who cares? Okay, so you're saying so.
Yep.
So basically, if you buy 10 years, you can continue buying. If you buy 5 years, you can't. Now, what determines whether I choose 5 years or 10 years? Besides, of course, the price.
Yeah. So I think the price is one big consideration.
Okay.
Yeah. Most people actually prefer 10 years if you look at the stats.
Yep.
Yeah. So there's a lot of advantages. So for example, just now Kelvin mentioned about the path. So the path gets forfeited. So if you
Okay.
renew 10 years, it gets spread out over 10 years.
Yes, so it
compared to-
depreciates lesser.
Yeah.
Okay.
So depreciation is lesser.
Mhm.
Yeah. And another thing is road tax. So road tax actually for COE renewed cars, every year it adds on 10% until the 5th year.
This is another important point to take
Yeah.
note. Yeah.
Yep. So technically, you increase until the 5th year.
Mhm.
That's the cap, and then you enjoy, or rather, you cannot use your road tax doesn't increase anymore for the remaining 5 more years if you renew.
I think it's high enough. I
yeah.
don't want it to increase it anymore. But okay.
Alright.
So all this is based on renewing, right? If you plan to
Yes.
renew, right? Now, I want to come to this point of renewing, and recently, I was reading something online, and then of course, with the extremely high COE prices, right? Someone actually mentioned, and maybe Kelvin, you can tell me, right? Because this comment that I read, someone actually mentioned that it's not fair for the guys who are buying cars for the first time, paying this 100 over K COE. It's not fair to them because those with COEs, existing COEs, and they are renewing it, right? They pay a much lower price. Simply because it's a 6-bit average. So what do you have to say to that?
Or vice versa, when COE drops, right? If the previous 2-3 months COE is high, they may pay more than the current PQP when COE drops.
Okay, what if, I'm just curious, right? What if my COE expires and I want to renew, but I don't want to renew it immediately? Can I hang on to the car for like a month or 2 or even half a year before I buy the PQP?
From what I know, I think you can lay up the car. But then again, there's a certain limit before they don't allow you to renew COE anymore.
I see. So of course, if you think you have a loophole, nice try. Singapore, there are no such thing as loopholes. The only hole is your pocket. Okay, but anyway, okay. So you can't. There's a cap there,
Yeah, there's a
basically,
cap
right?
there.
So I think that's an important point. Yeah, that's an important point because the COE prices are going up. When a person buys the PQP, they pay lesser. But vice versa, if it's dropping, if a person buys the PQP, they actually pay higher. All right, so I think it's a good balance.
No, but one thing is that we can't buy COE after it expires. I mean, we can't renew on a later date after it expires, but we can choose to renew COE before it expires if the COE.
Oh, I guess that's what I was asking you. So
Yes.
what I was trying to ask you is, if let's say my COE is expired, can I hang on to the car and renew it in a much later date? I can't, right?
You can't. But if your COE is not expired, you want to renew it earlier, yes, you can do so.
So then what happens to the existing COE?
You get forfeited.
That's it.
Yeah, you get forfeited.
Oh my
I've
god.
done it for my own car before.
Really?
2 months earlier, I saved about 10K almost.
Because the COE was
Yeah,
low. lah.
correct. Because COE spiked up.
Wow. Anyway, I can think of something that won't get forfeited. Guys, I'm gonna sidetrack a bit. It's time for me to talk about the Motorist code. This is a very, very special code. No, it's not a code. Okay, so basically, right, this is a car decal which we are selling for $10 only. Like I said, all proceeds go to the animal welfare place, right? Yeah, there's something, okay? I keep getting this wrong. But anyway, it's going for a good cause, okay? So all you have to do is just buy this decal for $10, stick it on your car, and basically this decal it's all about spreading the love, and telling everybody about good driving, or rather promoting good driving etiquette. All right, so we're talking about giving way, not hogging the right lane, signaling when you drive. Yep, BMW drivers, I'm talking about you. Yeah, so get this decal, guys. It's really, really affordable. It's only $10. Head on over to the motoristsg website, purchase this decal, stick it on your car. And you know what? When you're driving, you see another car with this motorist code decal, and you can high-five him through your mirror. Yeah, okay? So go check it out, guys. It's for a good cause. It's $10 only, and tell all your friends and family members about it. All right. Okay, so coming back to COE renewal. Okay, so I think we have a pretty clear explanation or pretty clear understanding that what to do at the end of your COE if you choose to renew, right? So you can choose to buy 5 years, you can choose to buy 10 years, depending on what the condition of your car is, and also depending on other factors. For example, if it's like an exotic car or a rare car, you wouldn't want to buy 5 years because that would mean that that's the end of the life for the car. Again, like what you mentioned, some nice Evos and some nice Silvias have seen the scrapyard, Okay, I just want to talk about deregistration. Again, I'm going to go back to exporting and scrapping. Now, something wild, or rather something interesting that some of my friends have suggested to me, and maybe, Kelvin, you can advise. So let's say I have a really, really, really nice car. One of the best cars in the world, the Civic EG. Okay, but the COE expires. Now, I want to export this. I love the car, but I think Singapore is too expensive, and I don't want to drive this car here in Singapore. Can I so-called export the car into JB so that I can go there every once in a while and drive the car? Is that possible?
Yes,
It is?
it is.
Oh, okay.
I have a car which is now in JB.
Oh, is it?
But it's no longer mine, but somebody got over one of my car over to JB. It's possible.
Oh, is it?
Just need to find the right person to do it.
Oh, so you can actually legally export your car into JB?
Okay, I'm not too sure what the exact process is because I've never done it before. As
Okay.
in somebody did it for the buyer.
I see.
But it's possible.
I see. Okay, so is there like a list of countries or list of places that you can and cannot export your car to?
Yeah, there is.
There is.
There is. I think you can find it on LTA website.
I know a lot of our cars end up in Batam. Yeah, because I go there for very official reasons. To work, and I see a lot of Singapore cars there. But and I know some of our cars get exported to like Africa and all that, right?
Yes.
Uganda and all that. So if you have business in Uganda, you can export your car to Uganda, and then you can go there and then buy the car again. Okay, but no, it's not a loophole, and I think you're right. I think there's a list of places you can and cannot export your car to, right?
Yep.
Okay, of course, this is not going to be something that you have to worry about because all you have to do is give your car to the scrapyard, right? And they're going to take care of that. The only reason I'm asking this is if you want to, it's like a relationship, you break out with a girlfriend, then after a while you still want to meet her and Netflix and chill, whatever it is. So if you have intentions to do that, is it actually possible? Because the only other country that I can think of is JB, right? Or Malaysia, since we go there all the time. So you're saying that it's possible?
Yeah, we do have a number of Singapore cars that are now track cars in JB.
Oh, is it?
Yeah,
Nice.
So you can still bring your love to Sepang.
So don't worry, guys. If for some reason you bought a 5-year COE, which you shouldn't, okay, and then you want to export the car, so you can do that, right? So that's pretty cool. Okay, what about scrap? Now, the moment you say scrap, I think to the layman, right, we have this picture of this big machine that actually just squashes your car. Is that actually what happens?
No.
Oh, okay. So what happens to your car? I'm just curious. What happens to your car when you scrap it?
It'll be dissected now.
That's worse.
Yeah, dissected now to be, then every part of a car will become a possible spare part for the next another car.
So basically, it's like getting burnt alive and spewing your ashes on the ground so that trees can grow out of it. Okay, so basically they are just recycling the parts and all that. Okay. So COE renewal. Okay, again, we're talking about COE and what to do when your COE expires. So renewing, you've got the 5-year, you've got the 10-year option. Deregistering, export, scrap, of course. Like what Kelvin said, you don't want to do that yourself because it's too much of a hassle. So you can always sell it to the car dealer and they're going to take care of the rest, right? Now, what about motorists? Now, Jake, maybe you can talk to us about this. So, based on all of this, right, I'm guessing if you're the kind of end user who's not really sure on what to do when your COE comes to an end, I'm pretty sure that there are certain other processes and things out there where you will need some help. Now, how can Motorist actually help people who are faced with situations like this?
I think for motorists, we offer various services.
Okay.
So I think the selling part, so we have the selling part, we have the scrapping part, as well as the renewal part, which is basically all of
We will
this.
take care of everything. So am I right to say whether you plan to renew, to deregister, or to sell, Motorist can get it sorted for you?
Yep.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
And what about like if I want to export the car?
Yeah. So basically, we term that as selling or scrapping. So basically, we will because we have a network of dealers that's bidding on our platform.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. So you have a couple of dealers on your platform that can bid.
Correct.
So
Yeah.
best price win, and then
Yes.
you, the end user, you get the best. In the end, someone's bidding for your car, so naturally you want to choose the highest price, all right?
Correct,
So that's
correct,
good, right?
yeah.
Right for you. Yeah.
Yep.
all right.
And these dealers, they may be car rental companies,
Mm.
they may be exporters,
Okay.
they may be scrap yards. So they come in with different price points. Yeah, and then of course we will recommend the highest price point for our customers. That is for if they want to deregister or they want to sell their car.
Okay, so I think that's a very, very good point. So unless you are planning to renew, of course, if you want to renew, even they've got you covered, okay? But if your mind's made up that you just want to get rid of the car, I don't think it really matters to you whether you export it, whether you scrap it, or whether it gets sold, right? Because at the end of the day, you just want the best value. Basically, you want the most money, right? I think that's what we all want, right? Makes sense, right? And you, rather Motorists, we actually have an online platform where all these different people from these different, whether you're a dealer or exporter, you can actually bid for the car.
Yes.
Wow. So I think you got the answer to the question. What do you do when your CE comes to an end? Contact Motorists. We'll get everything solved for you. Okay, so cool stuff. And so again, guys, I guess the main question, right, that you have to ask yourself, if you're driving and your CE is about to expire, the main question you got to ask yourself is, do you still want the car or not? Right? Yeah. Okay, Kelvin, what other, maybe we're running out of time, so what other last piece of advice would you give to our car users out there, who are, or something else they should take note of, or things to consider, or some kind of advice that we have for them, especially if they're driving a so-called PAF car and the COE is about to expire?
I think if you're talking about COE renewal, a lot of people, they just calculate how much they need to pay to renew the COE and everything. But actually, there are a lot more factors to consider, like road tax, car condition. I think that's one thing very important. A lot of people renew, and then after they renew, they run into a lot of wear and tear bills, and then they start asking themselves, have I made the wrong decision? But later do they realize that, cars are 10 years old, wear and tear are going to come all together. I mean, you have EG, you understand?
Yeah.
You experience the same thing, right? So that's
I cannot think of a single part that I've not changed.
Yeah.
So
and
except the
every time,
engine and chassis. Yeah.
Yes.
Nice try. Nice try. Okay.
and every time the workshop will tell you the same thing, right? The part is 10 years old, that's why I need to change.
Yeah.
So that's one thing that I think all drivers who want to renew have to consider, because it's still going to be cost,
But then again, I mean, on that point, we also have to take into consideration, because I know there are some people out there who have a car, but they very, 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 the usage is really, really low, right?
Yeah.
So I guess on that note, right, if your mileage is extremely low, then safe to say it would make more sense to renew, right?
Yeah, it will make more sense to renew.
Yeah, because it's in much better condition. All right. Okay, and Jake, any last parting words or piece of advice for our viewers out there?
I think Kelvin mentioned an interesting point that he renewed early and saved about $10,000.
Yes.
Yeah.
Actually, sorry, can we buy more time? I need to know about this because we're talking about savings here. $10,000. Yeah. How exactly did that happen?
COE jumped. Okay, I recall it was about 8 to 10 around there. But I think I was looking at the PQP, because one strategy that we can improvise, which is a bit risky, is that when you are reaching the end of the month, you can actually choose, if you are renewing earlier, either to renew the PQP that is 1 month earlier or the month itself.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because you have the leeway, the time.
The answer is whichever is cheaper.
Yeah, whichever is cheaper. Yes, it's just that you have a very tight time if you are applying loan to actually go and get the loan approval.
But you did mention that I don't have to wait for the full 10 years to be up before I buy, right?
Yeah, correct.
So, okay, wait, I'm just curious. So, if my car COE is only 7 years, I'm only 7 years into the COE, can I actually buy?
It won't make financial sense to do so.
Yeah, actually.
Yeah, unless the CO is $2, which I think happened in 2009.
Oh, yes.
Correct.
There was a point of time it was, $1? I remember this very, very clearly. And I was like, at that point of time, I didn't understand much about COE. And I was like, $1? I was like, something is not right. So this is just an example of times where the system fails.
In some way,
It's not supposed to be $1.
That's why a lot
in
of
case you're
EG6
wondering.
is 2019.
Yes, actually, okay. Maybe I can share my experience also, right? So what happened was, I bought the car way back in I think 2004, all right, and the COE was expiring in 2011. Okay, 2011. But back in 2009, the COE was very cheap.
Yes.
Yeah, so I bought the COE, and then it expired in 2019, which is 3 years back, and then I bought the COE again, and now I'm just waiting for my son to grow up so I can pass the car to him.
It's actually more worthwhile for you because your EG no longer have any more puff. So you have nothing to lose to renew
Yes,
early.
actually, that's another good point because if it's the first renewal, you're going to forfeit the puff. But if it's your second, third renewal, then there's nothing to
Nothing
forfeit.
to
right?
lose. Yes.
So basically, my depreciation, right, is like, I think about, let me see,
3,000.
less than $100. No, less than $10 a day. Yeah, it's less than $10 a day. So yeah, cheaper than taking bus. See, again, the system has failed. No. Okay, but I don't wanna, the COE and this whole renewal thing. I know a lot of you people are whining. Very expensive, blah blah blah, and all that. Yes, but it's there for a reason. Okay, now not all the time it will work. Like I mentioned, there's a point of time where the COE is $1. Of course, obviously something is not right. Or if I can get a depreciation of less than $10 a day, something is not right, But yeah, so again, on the whole, it's there for a reason. Okay, so okay, any last parting words, Jake and Kelvin, to our viewers? If not, we're gonna wrap it up. We're running out of time. Anything else you want to let our viewers know?
No, I'm cool.
Good. All right. How about you, Jake? I know you're gonna tell them subscribe to Motorist. No, but he's right. And again, don't worry. I'm trying to score a point here. Okay, if you have not already done so, right, head on over to your app store. Go download the Motorist app. The moment you download the Motorist app, right, you'll realize it's like a concierge service, and you can key in your vehicle details and everything is there. You want to renew no tax, you want to renew insurance, you need a quote, you want to scrap, you want to sell, you want to buy COE, you want a discount to top up petrol. Everything is there. I kid you not. Go check it out, guys. I'm not a very big fan when it comes to apps and technologies and stuff like that. But when I downloaded Motorist app and I saw it, I was like, whoa, this is some really good stuff, So go check it out. So I need a pay raise, by the way. I'm just kidding. Okay, so that about wraps it up for episode 4 for our Talkcast Sing Song. Before I leave, one quick gentle reminder, guys, the Motorist code. There we go. This camera, right? $10 only. All right. It's like 2 liters of petrol, right? No, petrol very expensive. Okay, but anyway, it's so go for it, guys. $10 only. Proceeds go for a good cause for the animal rescue and all that. Stick it on your windscreen and look out for other motorists which has the Motorist code. All right. So that's about it from me. And again, on behalf of my guests as well as motorists, I want to say thank you, take care, and drive safe.
Motorist.